Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Demos on Demand, where we are attempting to demo an enterprise product in 30 minutes or less by answering your top 12 submitted questions. This week, we have the amazing Roger over from CommunityWFM. Roger, thank you so much for being a guest on the show. I'm super excited to hop into this demo with you and Thomas. But before we do, tell the people a little bit about who you are and why CommunityWFM.
Absolutely. So, hey, I'm Roger Woolley. I'm our Chief Marketing Officer here at CommunityWFM. CommunityWFM is a enterprise workforce management company. We provide an automated and simplified approach to workforce management. You may not be as familiar with us as you are the other people out in the industry, but we're going to change that on your show today.
Awesome. All right. Okay. Oh, y'all here. He already started. Okay, Roger. Okay, you got to keep your word then. All right, so let's hop right in. Roger, you will have 30 minutes. The whole show is 30 minutes. It's broken into part 1 and part 2. You have 8 questions that I'm going to ask you. Top submitted 8 questions from our audience. And then Thomas is going to demo the top 4 questions about the UI, the interface, and all those things. On the next scene, I'm going to put 30 minutes on the clock.
Okay.
You have that amount of time to answer these questions, but whatever time you have left over is the amount of time that Thomas will have to demo an enterprise product. Okay, so you want to answer these questions as accurately and succinctly as possible.
So I'm gonna have to speed up my southern accent to get through these questions.
You already know. Okay. All right. So you ready? You think you can do it?
All right, let's do it.
All right. So we have 30 minutes on the clock. When I ask you this first question, the clock will start. All right, Roger, tell me, what is the average seat range cost for a CommunityWFM seat?
Great question. First of all, we have 2 products. We have Enterprise and Essentials. Enterprise is what you're going to see today in the demo. The list price for Enterprise is $25 per agent per month, and we don't charge for supervisors or workforce management analysts or people building the schedules. The SMB product, Essentials, is $15 per seat per agent, typically up to about 100 seats, and then everybody's ready to move to Enterprise.
Very affordable. Next question. What is the minimum seat range that people can buy? What is the minimum license people can buy?
Yeah, we don't really have minimums. Typically, we see contact centers moving from spreadsheets or other tools at 25 to 30 agents. Again, we have the Essentials product, which is really good for SMB. When they're ready to step up to more capabilities, then they can just a simple license key upgrade. They can move from Essentials to Enterprise. But we don't really have a minimum purchase out there.
Okay. All right. I love it.
More flexible.
Flexibility. I love it. Next question. You have 28 minutes left on the clock. How do I save money with CommunityWFM?
I mean, at the end of the day, the way you save money is you don't overstaff your contact center. So, with a good workforce management tool, we're able to see all of your staffing levels in advance, and we can allow you to optimize your staff. So if you're overstaffed, you can easily send offers for PTO or people to leave early. On the other side of that, if you're understaffed, need to bring people in, you can do that as well. But to save money is basically having an optimized schedule throughout the day, as we know employee costs are the most costly asset in the contact center.
I love that. Optimized schedules. All right, 28 minutes on the clock. Can you tell me, how do I make money with your product?
For us, it's all about having the right people at the right place at the right time. So for an inbound call center, having the correct staffing levels is going to, drive high levels of customer satisfaction, repeat business. If you have long queues, you're going to have dissatisfied customers, and you're putting those customers at risk of leaving you. Same for outbound. If you're in a revenue generating outbound center, having the right agents with the right skills is going to help you optimize as much revenue as you can for the business.
I love that answer. Next question. How many channels, or what channels does CommunityWFM support?
Yeah, as you know, we're an omni-channel world that we live in today. And so to have a good workforce management tool, you have to support all digital channels, which we do. And so not only that, we can have different service level objectives for each channel. So for example, emails can be treated differently because you don't have that direct abandonment that you might have on a phone call.
I love that. How do you keep employees front and center with the CommunityWFM product?
That's an interesting question, and I'm going to kind of answer that from an agent point of view. There's several things that we do. We have an exceptional agent portal that really allows people, flexibility with their schedules. We offer some self-service capabilities where agents can go in and take care of some off-phone things on their own at their own time, so they're driven by some business rule capabilities. So there's just a number of things you can opt into schedules, and it's all built into the platform. So, we put agents front and center. It's always been about forecasting and scheduling and real-time adherence, but in the last few years, workforce management has really expanded to also include agent engagement.
Ooh, I love that. I'm always talking about employee experience. Don't get me started. Okay, next question. How do I keep customers front and center with the CommunityWFM product?
Yeah, now you're getting into our DNA. At the bottom, we love to deliver on our technology. We have very little churn. It's a very high customer satisfaction driven product. We have a proven onboarding process. So we go through this process where people get comfortable with the platform. We start ingesting their data well in advance of the training. So by the time they get through training, they go live with their data. So we're just not using dummy data. Lastly, we offer superior customer support, and we offer ongoing free training through our educational services. We do monthly webinars for all of our direct customers.
I love it. Okay. All right. Almost last question. Technology is so rapidly advancing. Every week there's something new that IT leaders and businesses have to focus on when it comes to technology. How does CommunityWFM keep the technology advancements and keep advancing the tech stack with and balancing the needs of customers?
At the end of the day, we want to be one of the leaders in the marketplace. There's a lot of hype out there in the industry right now around AI driven this, AI driven that. What we see for workforce management is much more about automation, being able to automate tasks, make things easier for the workforce analysts, and integration. It used to be, integrate to the ACD or the CCAS platform, but we see integrations to payroll systems, to CRM systems, to data warehousing systems. So, workforce management has become much more of an integral part of the overall platform or network. And so those are the two key drivers that we look at and where we're heavily invested to make sure we deliver on what customers are looking for in a workforce management tool.
Last question, 23 minutes left on the clock. If you had to give me your one unique thing, what would it be?
Can I only give one?
Give me your one unique thing or the thing that makes you most unique.
Well, people say it all the time, ease of use, but we do have a unique application user interface. So one thing is our ease of use. Probably the single biggest differentiator in our product is what we call automated schedule adjustment plans. It's a tool that we use that keeps everything within the platform to optimize schedules and really deal with your intraday optimization. And then lastly, we have an automated attendance monitor. Contact centers are all about, who's here, who's late, who's called in sick. All of that is automated within the platform.
I love it. And that is your interview time. Doom, 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 doom.
All right, Thomas. Thomas. I hope I didn't kill you here.
You've left Thomas 22 minutes and 44 seconds. All right, so we have 22 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock. Roger, do you think Thomas can get it done?
Hey, I've got 100% confidence that Thomas can get it done. If anybody knows him, I wouldn't bet against him.
All right. I hear you. Okay, listen, do me a favor. Hang out in the green room with me. I'm going to bring Thomas up. He has 22 minutes and 44 seconds to demo this enterprise product that you've just described, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, Thomas. So, Roger has left you 22 minutes and 44 seconds left on the clock to demo this enterprise product. So you got a little time, but you don't have a lot of time. Do you think that you can get it done?
I have the utmost confidence I can get this done.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, talk your stuff then, Thomas. Talk your stuff. All right. I'm excited to hop into the platform and see what y'all got. Okay. So rules. I'm going to go to the next scene. You'll see 22 minutes and 44 seconds on the clock. You can start as soon as you see the 22 minutes and 44 seconds on the clock. You got it?
Uh-huh.
All right. And go.
All righty. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening, everyone. Thomas Tritten here, Senior Solution Architect with Community. What we are looking at is the latest and greatest version of Community's Enterprise Solution, version 5.1. What I want to talk about just real briefly for a minute or so is kind of how Community approaches WFM differently. A lot of these products have been out here for 20, 30 years. And within the workforce management community, because we all come from that background, I've been doing this for 30 years. It was always very secluded. It was always 2 or 3 people that had the software on their desktop, that had the licenses, and everything had to go through them. We in the workforce management community used to jokingly refer to ourselves as witch doctors within a contact center, because nobody really knew what we did or how we did it. All they knew is that schedules magically came out of our cubes every 2 weeks. All right. What we at Community have decided or have decided to embrace is the concept that workforce management is about people. It's about making sure that the humans that you've brought into your organization as employees, representatives, agents, whatever word you want to use, are best able and efficiently able to help the humans you call customers. Workforce management is about bringing these people together in the most efficient and optimal manner possible. So the first step with regards to that, how Community approaches it, is through accessibility. All right. As Roger just stated earlier, we only have agent licenses. There are no admin, supervisor, team leader, analyst licenses, which means you can give access to the Community application to anyone you want. You can control what they see, what they do, who they can do it to. Number 2, as we can see here, the entire solution is web-based. There are no thick clients of any kind that need to be installed anywhere. We are browser independent. You are currently looking at Chrome. Soon you might be looking at Chrome on a different OS. You can run it in Edge. You can run it in Opera. You can run it in Firefox. The solution doesn't restrict how you access the system. As we'll see towards the end, there's even a mobile application for agents and supervisors that is supported on both iOS and Android. That is, once again, included with the solution. So individuals don't even need to be in the building to interact with Community WFM, to see their schedules, to manage their time off. Once again, it is all about accessibility and the ability for individuals to pretty much do whatever they want within the permissions you've granted them, regardless of where they physically are. So what we're looking at here is the starting page. We call it the Today dashboard. Whenever you log in as an administrator, a supervisor, team leader, whatever, it's going to take you to this page that has been kind of, you've catered it to your will, to your wants. I decide what goes where. What are these graphs displaying for me? You can configure the system to provide information back and forth to the community. I've got a news ticker up here that can be catered to the individual who's logged in. I can create questionnaires and surveys, which get pushed out to the rest of the community, so you can provide feedback. Now, one of the other nice things about Community, and Roger, I believe, mentioned this, is we consider ourselves a best-of-breed workforce management solution, which is kind of different than the trend the market has been going to, especially with a lot of the CCASs. Because a lot of the CCASs have been rolling out their own WFM that's kind of built into their little environment. But they're not WFM companies. They're new to it. And all of a sudden, it's just kind of like a checkbox. And what we're finding is a lot of the market is like, where's the workforce management functionality I'm used to, that I need, that I built my business on? Community has the ability to bring you that and lay it on top of virtually any PBX, ACD, or CCAS that's out there. So we have pre-built adapters, over 24 pre-built adapters, as well as the ability to universally adapt to any environment. So part of that integration, obviously, is we're getting all of the arrival patterns, the data. What are your customers doing? We're archiving all of that. We're storing it for later use. We're also able to see, what are your people doing right this second? So I've got my dashboard here designed to present real-time adherence. Now I can see it for the company. I can say, I want to see it for this site. Well, how are we getting this? Well, we know, because we've got the schedules, what the individuals are supposed to be doing right now. How many people are supposed to be at break, are supposed to be at lunch, are supposed to be at working. And we know how many people are actually doing these things. How many people are actually at lunch, are actually at break, are actually logged in. So comparing what they're actually doing with what they're supposed to be doing, we can deliver the real-time adherence information. Who's actually adhering to their schedules? Now, one of the nice things about our environment is, unlike a lot of workforce management platforms, where if I want to go from one part of the environment to another, I have to back out, go into a different screen, go into a different icon, launch another application altogether. Within Community, once again, ease of use and accessibility, you can get virtually anywhere within the application from wherever you are. So if I want to know, hey, tell me, who are these people that are making up this out of adherence? Oh, I've got Todd and Jessica and Candace. Well, let's go ahead and see what Jessica's doing. I can drill down into Jessica. I now am being given, what is Jessica's schedule? What is her actual state? When has she been in and out of adherence? Now, I might be Jessica's manager, and this is where we begin the automation part of what makes Community unique and special. When I say automation, I don't mean the system sits in the corner and runs all by itself and you don't do anything. What it means is we make your lives easier by automating processes and tasks that normally would take hours or days down to a matter of seconds or minutes. So for example, in this situation, I'm Jessica's boss. What's going on with Jessica? I might now have to get up and walk around. Where's Jessica? Has anyone seen Jessica? Check the break room, check the training class. Is she even here? Is her computer down? I don't know. But instead of me having to walk around, Community is integrated to a variety of different, what I like to refer to as communication mediums. All right. So if I wanted to send her a message, hey, is everything okay? We can integrate to her desktop, obviously, SMS, her email, the mobile app. We even have out-of-the-box integration to Teams and Slack. So if I wanted to send this to one or more of these channels, I can just start communicating with Jessica right from within the Community platform. I don't have to actually get up and go anywhere. All right. So another
I
one
love
of the
that,
things,
by the way. I love that. That's
it is such a
awesome.
convenience. It is such a convenience. And another one of the benefits has to do with part of the automation is this attendance and schedule attendance monitor. Okay. So one of the downsides to traditional WFM is you are at the mercy of your PBX, your ACD. If I haven't logged into the ACD, WFM doesn't know anything about me. I have no idea. So if I am supposed to go to a meeting in one part of the building, but my login's on the other part of the building, my desk, instead of me having to traipse all the way back and forth just so I'm in adherence with my meeting, just because the WFM system wouldn't know what was going on with me otherwise, Community's added a new dimension to this we refer to as being checked in. Checking in is a way that an agent can say, hey, I'm here, even though I haven't logged into the phone system, the CCAS system, the ACD, whatever it is. So if I need to go to this meeting and I don't want to have to go all the way to my desk and log in just so it knows what I'm doing, my manager can sit there with their tablet. And as we all walk into the meeting, oh, here's Tom, check him in. Oh, here's Jerry, check him in. Right? So we've got these extra ways of allowing the system, allowing your people to communicate what's going on. Another downside has to do with attendance. All right. If I am going to be sick, traditionally, I would have to call my manager. My manager would have to send an email to the WFM admin, which would force them to manually make the changes. If I walk out to my driveway and I've got a flat tire, I'm going to be late. With Community, the agents have the freedom and the autonomy to make those entries and communications automatically from their mobile app. If I wake up in the morning and I've got a fever, I can grab my mobile device and go, I've got 102 fever, I'm sick, see you tomorrow. If I walk out and I've got a flat tire or I'm stuck in traffic or something, I can take my mobile app out and go, hey, I'm going to be 30 minutes late. What this does is it communicates it to the rest of the workforce management system. If Tom isn't there, I don't have to wander around looking for Tom. I already know he's sick or I already know he's going to be late. We even have the ability to configure the system to automatically mark someone as late if they are beyond their start time by a certain amount of time. Maybe I've overslept. Maybe I don't have cell coverage. The system can be told, hey, if someone is beyond their start time more than 15 minutes, automatically mark them as late. So the rest of the world doesn't know to go looking for them. We'll figure out what to do with them when they show up. So you've got these ways that you can create very easy automated processes that used to either didn't exist or take an incredibly long amount of time. Once again, I have the ability to see what are my people doing? What are the schedules? Are there any requests that I need to approve or reject? Here are the messages that are coming back and forth between me and my agents. So once again, this Today dashboard, this landing page, out of the box plot provides an immense amount of information up front. So now we're going to just kind of get into the nuts and bolts of workforce management. As Roger said, we are a true omni-channel workforce management solution providing different algorithms for different types of data that need to be analyzed, different types of work. Deferred work like email or chat or faxes versus real-time work like phone calls or chats. All of this data is archived by the system. There are no limits to the amount of historical data we can analyze and store. There are no limits to how far in the future you can build forecasts. You have the ability to build an unlimited number of what if forecasts and what if schedules for the same time period, overlapping work types, overlapping groups of agents. All of the forecasts are basically comprised of 4 components. Number 1, you've got the volume. We've got, as I stated, multiple algorithms out of the box that have different ways of analyzing and massaging all of that historical data we're gathering. You have your service targets that can either be set by default or they can be set at the interval level within a working forecast to provide you the ability to run hypothetical scenarios that don't exist currently.
So good. I don't think people, you got to drill down on that. You got to go back and show that, because that's so good that I don't think people really understand. A lot of times WFM tools only have where you can be able to do it at a high level and not be able to go down deep like that, which fundamentally changes your forecast, right? In the accuracy.
Here's a real world use case. Okay, normally our service levels are 80-20. All right, we're going to just go with the good old fashioned 80-20. Somebody from upstairs comes down and says, hey, we just had a meeting. We think we want to change service levels from 80-20 to 90-40 in Q2. What would that look like? Well, I don't want to change them now in the morning product because we haven't changed them yet. But I can go in here and say, I'm going to run a hypothetical scenario for Q2 where the service levels are 90-40. 15-20 minutes later, same person comes down and says, hey, we had another meeting real quick. We changed our minds. We want to change the service levels from 80-20 to 90-40, but only for the overnight hours. How would that look? We actually have the ability to go in here and revise these forecasted values down to the interval. So I could run a hypothetical what if scenario that says service levels during the day, 80-20, everything's normal. But overnight, from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m., whatever, 90-40. How would that affect our ability to staff? What would our schedules then look like? All of that is possible within these, we call them working or what if forecasts. Now, you thought that was cool? This is what's really cool. So shrinkage. Shrinkage is basically what your people are doing when they are not helping customers. All right? Breaks, meals, training, coaching. It's a fact of life. And whenever you go into a contact center, you say, well, what is your shrinkage? And they'll say 14%. And you go, why is it 14%? And 9 times out of 10, they'll look at you and go, we have no idea. That's just the number we always used. That was the number they told me to put in there when I got hired. I have no idea where it came from. Because shrinkage is representative of human behavior. Well, where do you see human behavior? In your historic schedules. If I want to know how many people called in sick last Tuesday, it's in the schedules. If I want to know when the coaching sessions were, it's all in the schedules. CommunityWFM's forecasting algorithms actually go back and analyze what the agents did in those historic schedules and provide you what the actual shrinkage you've been experienced was, and allowing you to then take those metrics, once again, by 15-minute interval, and apply them forward. So a real world use case, it's pretty much winter. More people are probably calling in sick than in the middle of June. However, in June, more people are probably taking last minute vacations, trip to the beach, whatever, than they are right now. So the seasonality fluctuations that are represented by your agent behavior and are found in the historic schedules, CommunityWFM has the ability to extrapolate that out and apply it to your forecasting process.
Now, I got a question. It's going to take a second of your time,
Sure.
but you said analyze the historical shrinkage. Is this automatically doing this? Is this something I have to go and pull a report? Because that's good.
When I click this button right here,
Uh-huh.
it goes out and does it.
Wow.
Now,
Wow.
the shrinkage is being tracked because we're telling the system what goes into the schedules, what represents shrinkage planned, what represents unplanned shrinkage,
Mm-hmm.
what not, what is work, so on and so forth.
Yeah, you've
So
already given it parameters.
Yeah, we've already built the rules. It knows what to look for. So all I have to do is click that button and it goes out and finds it.
Wow.
I don't have to go digging through the schedules myself. I don't have to run my own analysis in an Excel spreadsheet. And I sure as heck don't have to guess. I can actually use real world numbers. So
Nice.
what we boiled down to here is, what are my customers going to do? How do I want to treat them? What are my people going to do? That is where we get our staffing requirements. Okay. The algorithms then process all that data and say, okay, if this is what your expectations are, here is how many people you need to staff each interval, with certain skills in certain places at certain times. Now, the really nice thing about this is we provide you two different metrics here. We allow you to say, okay, well, look, if you're doing traditional queue-based mono-skilled routing, this is what you're going to need by day, and I can drill this down if I wanted to by interval, but here are the metrics by that. However, if you want to use the multi-skilled cross-training potential of your agent pool, because that's part of our configuration as well, what could these agents do? I then can see what that savings are. I can generate hypothetical schedules against both of these numbers for comparison purposes, because one of the easiest solutions in any contact center is throw bodies at the problem. All right. Whereas what this allows you to do is to say, no, we're not going to hire new people. We're going to better utilize the people we already have. And that automated benefits, those multi-skilled cross-training benefits that are inherent in your agent pool, Community recognizes those and shows you what those actual benefits could materialize into from a schedule optimization perspective. All right, so we've kind of gone through the forecasting, high level. Next, obviously, we've got our schedules. All right, now part of the schedules, everything is rules-based. All of this is GUI. All of this is real-time interface. Once again, I'm doing all this through a browser. So there is an enormous amount of flexibility, but these schedules get generated because I tell the system what
5 minutes left on the clock.
I hear you. I see it. I don't need to pre-build the schedules. I just need to tell the system, here are the rules I want you to follow. You build the perfect schedules for me. All right. So, and we're going to get back to this screen here in a second. So part of the other automation is the system tracking and telling you what's happening compared to what was supposed to happen. All right. How are we tracking against our forecast? But notice down here for future intervals, I've actually got data. It says what it's doing is it's dynamically reforecasting future intervals based on current trending, saying, hey, look, if this is what you thought was going to happen, and this is what actually is happening, here's what we think these upcoming intervals are more likely to look like. And I can take this data and use it to directly update forecasted projections, which then brings me back to here. Because now that I've changed my expectations, I might need to make some change to schedules. And this is the ASAP functionality Roger was talking about. I have the ability to tell the system, instead of me just moving things around, trying to eyeball it and fill the holes, I can tell the system, hey, look, I need you to make these optimal changes. I potentially breaks and meals because of these rules can go in a better location. I can tell the system, hey, look, I need more people. Go ahead and cancel some things that aren't as high a priority. If I've got a coaching session out there that I can cancel it. If I've got a team meeting that can be canceled or moved to another time, do it. I can say, hey, look, I want some people to come in a few minutes early. The system can even be configured to automatically create overtime opportunities where needed, where applicable, and those will then get published out to the agents via their mobile app. I could be sitting in a coffee shop. I don't even come to work for another 2 hours. My phone could go ding. I look at it, goes, hey, Tom, we've got an overtime opportunity Friday afternoon for you. Are you interested? Yes, please. I do that. Nobody has to call me. Nobody has to send me an email. Once again, this is part of that automation we were talking about. Finally, I might have too many people. So I might want to optimize meetings or trainings into the schedules themselves. Remember that training class we had to cancel earlier in the week because we didn't have enough people? Now's a good time to redo it. I can even have the system create voluntary time off. That, once again, gets published out to the agents through their mobile app. Say, hey, who wants to go home 4 hours early today and take vacation? We don't need you. So any change you make, once again, through that notification methodology we looked at a second ago, it can send it out to any agent and say, hey, your schedule's changed. Hey, you've got time off. Hey, you've got overtime. Hey, your time off has been approved. All of that is automated. So we've got a variety of different views. I just wanted to show these real quick. Lots of reports, lots of ways of analyzing the metrics contained within the forecast and the schedules. But in the interim, let me grab this guy here and bring him over. This is the agent interface. This is what an agent would see when they log in. They have the ability, once again, to get the ticker, to see their schedule. This is something that Roger was talking about, automated self-service. Let's say I have a conversation with a customer that requires me to do some research. So I want to go ahead and say that I need to do a follow-up project from 4 to 4:30 this afternoon. Now, I can build into the system validation rules that says, let's see what this will possibly do to our service levels. If no harm is done, then it's going to say, okay, great. Go ahead, and I'm doing
1 minute left on the clock.
As an agent, correct. I can now see in my schedule that follow-up project has automatically been built into my schedule. I can manage my own time off. I can see what my my adherence is. I can look at what bids are associated with me. And then finally, all of this type of functionality is available in the mobile app. I can go in and see my schedules. I can drill down and see what is my adherence so far for the day. When was I in or out of adherence on given days? What time off can I manage? What overtime can I manage? What do I want to be late? Do I want to be absent? All of this functionality is out of the box and puts that concept of automated integration and accessibility into the hands of the agents. That's what makes Community unique.
4 seconds. 4 seconds by the skin of the teeth. You hear me?
Told you I could do it. Told you I could do it.
Good. I'm going to bring Roger back. 4 seconds left on the clock by the skin of your teeth. Oh my God. I was wondering, I was like, is he going to do it? Is he going to get it done? And you got it done. I'm going to bring Roger back. Hold on 1 second. Roger. Did you see that demo?
He had me nervous. My palms are sweaty.
Listen, it's so much. I was feverishly writing notes. It's so many things that I was like, oh my God, this is so good. I love one, that everybody gets a license. I love that Community WFM was created by WFM people. Okay, because you're understanding the use cases and you can see that clearly in the platform. And when you started talking about shrinkage by interval, talking about a service level by queues, you can tell that this was something that was created from a workforce management perspective, but you haven't kept it to a workforce management only. You've decided to break down those silos by giving everybody gets a license. Everybody needs to be a part of this conversation. So I absolutely love that. I also love the agent supervisor check-in. That's a big thing, right? When you think about, hey, I got to go to a meeting. It's at the beginning of the shift. Now my adherence is off for the day because nobody knows that I'm here or whatever the case may be. Or now workforce management teams have to go back in and update the schedule because you technically truly were here. Supervisors just check you in, right? Let's just skip all the guesswork, right? Let's skip all of that. right? So I absolutely love that. Another thing, all right? Another thing that, I mean, it was so many things. I got a lot of things that I love, all right? I love that the analyzing the historical shrinkage piece. I love that you can automatically do that. I did have a question about that, but listen, if y'all are tuning in here live, you probably, I would highly encourage you, because clearly Thomas did an amazing job demoing this, but I'm sure that you probably need a full demo at this point, because there's questions that I got that need answers too. So I'm sure you got questions.
There were a lot of things I didn't show you.
Yeah, I am sure. Last one that I absolutely loved. Okay. I got to pick, okay, because I like the auto mark late. I like the scheduling analysis piece where you can cancel events. Does that do that automatically? Like
when I run the ASAP functionality, it will optimize which things need to be or should be canceled. Yes.
And will it cancel it, or do I have to then tell it, cancel it?
I believe there is always we're going to
check.
do this. Are you sure? Yes. Yeah. But the decision making around what should be canceled and when, the system will do that automatically, but always there is that human element that says, yes, I want you to do this.
I love that. That's cool.
But the cool thing is you can do it in bulk, so you don't have to go in and do each individual agent.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for hanging out on Demos on Demand. I'm going to wrap the show, and I'll be back over with you in the green room. Sound like a plan?
Excellent.
Sounds like a plan.
Thank you.
That was such an epic demo. Listen, it was created by WFM people. Huh? It was created by WFM people. That's all I got to say. All right. So if you want a full demo, because I'm sure at this point you want a full demo, don't hesitate. Click the link. It's somewhere around here, I'm sure, in the comments, or reach out. We can make sure that we help facilitate that demo for you. Until next time, go be great and let's make impact. See you guys soon. Bye.